Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 2 Design of Transformer. We are going to review this unit. It is Design of Transformer. We are all know what is meant by transformer. Transformer is a static device which converts or which transfers electric power from one circuit to another circuit without change in frequency. These are the terms we are already know. This first few slides are only introduction about transformer. This slide shows what are the parameters we have to consider while choosing a transformer. One is the rating of a transformer and another one is the cost of the transformer. These are the two major factors considering while designing or choosing a transformer. And what are the parts of a transformer? We all know that the transformer must have a core and windings, and we have a oil tank. These are the main parts of a transformer: core, winding, insulating material, oil tank, conservator and cooling tubes. And what is the working principle of a transformer? We know that it works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction means whenever we give supply to the primary winding or one side of the winding, it introduces flux. That flux made to pass through the other end, and it induces some voltage and current in the circuit. This is a electromagnetic induction principle. And this side, this diagram shows the transformer ratio K, which is defined as the ratio of secondary voltage to primary voltage, or primary current to secondary current. And this is also the diagram that shows the transformer. The number 1 and number 2 are marked as bushings, where number 1 is a high voltage bushing and number 2 is a low voltage bushing. And we have a conservator, and fourth is a tank with cooling tubes, and fifth is the earthing terminal. These are the major parts which are present outside of the transformer. And this is the diagram, typical diagram that shows how the transformer core and windings are arranged. And this is the main topic, the output equation of a transformer. What is this topic? What we understand from this topic means we are going to find the value of Q, and this Q will give the relation gives the relation between AI and AW. This Q value is expressed in terms of AI and AW, where AI and AW are the main dimension of the transformer, where AI is the iron area and AW is the window area. And these are the terminologies we are used in the derivation of a output equation of a transformer. And this is the output equation of a transformer. First equation is for single phase and second equation is for three phase. Here AI and AW represent the main dimension of the transformer. AI is the iron area, AW is the window area. And BM and del are the flux density and current density. F is the frequency. And the value of this topic is the optimum design. How we can design a optimum transformer? It depends on these four factors: volume, weight, cost and loss. Losses in the transformer. These factors are mainly dependent on R value, where R is the ratio between pi m and AT. Design of core. For design of core, the what will be the shape of a core? Either it may be a rectangular core, square core, stepped core. What for what type of transformer we have to choose which type, which shape? Okay, this is deal in this topic. For distribution transformers, we can choose rectangular cores. For high voltage transformer, we can use square and stepped core. And what type of coils we can use? There are many shapes of coil, rectangles, circular, etc. For distribution transformer, we can either use rectangular coils or circular coils. For high voltage transformer, we must use circular coils. What is the reason for choosing circular coils is whenever the current in the transformer increases beyond the rated value, the shape of there will be a heat rise. That heat rise will lead to change the shape of the windings due to tensile force or stress. If we use circular coils, the forces will act tangentially. As a result, the deformation of a coil or winding will not occur while using a circular coil. So, the main reason to choose circular coil is to avoid deformation of the coil while the current value exceeds the certain level. And this slide shows the information that whenever we choose a different shaped core, their area of utilization becomes increasing. That is, we are here we have a ratio value between AI to area of the circumscribing circle and AGI to the area of the circumscribing circle. From this, we see that comparing the square core and a cruciform core, their percentage of utilization is increased. While we comparing the cruciform and the three-stepped core, it is also increasing. So, if we increase the number of steps, their percentage of utilization is also increasing. This is the typical diagram that shows how the core are placed inside the windings. This is also for our understanding purpose. We have a low voltage winding, and the low voltage winding is followed by the insulation, and we have a high voltage winding. And choice of flux density. The choice of flux density play a major role. For distribution transformer, we have to choose low value of flux density, and for power transformer, we have to choose high value of flux density in order to reduce the losses. And this is the typical values of flux density for different cores. First one is hot rolled silicon steel, and second one is cold rolled grain oriented silicon steel. Here the typical values show. From this we understand that hot rolled silicon steel have a flux density of minimum values, and cold rolled grain oriented steel have a high value of flux densities. And this slide shows the ratio of copper area to the window area, that is nothing but a window space factor. We have to find the window space factor by using these formulas. For low rating of a transformer, we can use the third equation, that is 8 divided by 13 plus kV for rating of a transformer up to 20 kVA. And for high rating of a transformer, we use second equation, and for transformer rating between 50 to 200 kVA, we have to use the first equation. And next topic is window dimension. What are the main dimensions of the window? Are height of the window and width of the window. From this we can find the area of the window. The area of the window can also be calculated by this formula 2APTP by KW, where KW is the window space factor, AP is the area of the cross section of primary conductors, and TP be the turns of the primary conductors. This equation is for single phase and three phase transformer. And the area of the window can also be found out by HW into WW, where the ratio of HW to width of the window lies between 2 to 4. And design of yoke. The yoke shape may be either rectangular or stepped. In rectangular sections, the depth of the yoke is equal to depth of the core, and area of a yoke is given with the formula dy into hy, where dy is the depth of the yoke and height hy with the height of the yoke. Depth of the yoke is also equal to the width of largest core stampings, and the value of area of the yoke is 1.15 to 1.25 of AGI for hot rolled steel, and it is equal to AGI for CRCO, that is cold rolled grain oriented steel. And this diagram shows the overall dimension of a single phase transformer, where small d be the diameter of the circumscribing circle, capital D be the distance between the centers of adjacent limbs, capital H be the overall height, and W be the length of the yoke. By this diagram we can find out these values, that is distance between the core centers, depth of the yoke, height of the transformer, and width of the transformers. And this is for three phase transformer. These formulas are has to be kept in mind while we solve the problems. And next topic is no load current of a transformer. The no load current is represented by I naught. It is the vectorial sum of magnetizing current and core loss. And the magnetizing current is mainly produce flux in the magnetic circuit, and the function of IC is nothing but main function of loss component is to satisfy the no load losses of the transformer. Here we saw the vector diagram of a transformer, and also the value of no load current I naught is given by root of IC square plus IM square. And the last topic in this unit is design of tank and tubes. This diagram shows the inner blue portion represents the core and the outer grey portion represents the tank. It is represented in a or shown in a 3D form. Design of tank. What is the need for having tank is explained in this slide. For small capacity transformers, whenever the transformer get heated up, it will be cooled down by the surrounding air itself, and the temperature rise in the small rating of the transformer will also be within the permissible limit. But whenever the rating of the transformer increases, the losses and the temperature rise also increases, and this temperature rise will not be within the permissible limit. In order to bring down it to a within the permissible limit, we have to allow some cooling medium to reduce the temperature rise. So this is achieved by having a transformer tank with oil. Thus, the purpose of oil is to conduct the heat from the core and coil to the tank walls. Whenever the tank walls, from the tank walls, the heat gets dissipated to the surrounding atmosphere due to radiation and convection. Whenever the capacity of the transformer increases to a very high value, the losses also increases, and we have a for that scenario we have to choose a bigger size tank. If we choose a bigger size tank, it occupies more space, more volume of oil. It there will maybe a issue with the transportation, and the cost also increase. So in order to reduce these issues, we have to use transformers, but we have to increase the dissipating area also. Whenever by that we can reduce the temperature rise within the limit. This is achieved by these four ways. First one is fitting fins to the tank walls. Second one is fitting tubes to the tank using corrugated tank. And fourth one is using auxiliary radiator tank. Whenever the using fins, first one fitting fins to the tank walls is not effective, and using of corrugated tank leads to construction difficulties. The most common practice one is fitting tubes to the tanks. So this is the derivation that relevant to the design of tank, where the temperature rise depends on the total loss divided by specific heat dissipation into surface area. Here the specific heat dissipation is due to convection and radiation, and here in the tank it is mainly the heat dissipation is occur by means of convection and radiation alone, not by conduction, so we are not including that value. And if we introduce a tube in a tank, the ratio of heat dissipation will increase due to convection, and by that we are going to derive the derivation, and we are going to find the final aim is to find the number of cooling tubes, and this is given by this formula. And the arrangement of the tube is each tube must be 50 mm and they are spaced at 75 mm, spaced at a distance of 75 mm. This derivation we already discussed in our classroom itself. If you have any doubt, ask me. And cooling of transformer, normally the cooling of transformer is by air or oil, and the coolant used will be a dry type or oil immersed. Dry type means by the passage of air, and oil immersed type means we have to pass a oil. So by this they are classified as cooling of dry type transformer, cooling of oil immersed type transformer. Dry type transformer is air natural, air blast, and oil immersed type is oil natural, air forced, oil natural, water forced, and forced circulation is of oil forced, air natural, oil forced, air forced, oil forced, water forced. These are the methods by which we can cool the transformer. Okay, thank you.